Hey guys, welcome back to Mediocre Ventures and part 2 of the camping trip.
So how do we feel about the sun coming out finally?
Feels so good.
We're packing up.
Today we're doing one last hike in Yellowstone and then it's off to Glacier. Oh, and a little geocaching too.
Okay, so there's a lot of things about handrails and nails and you gotta find the right one with the right number on it. But then they also just say, hey, if you can't find it, just claim a picture of the sign and you're good.
That's the virtual cache?
That's the virtual cache. I mean, that's kind of lame, but if you look up, you can see something kind of cool, and that's the point of it. That's the real treasure.
If it weren't for geocaching, we wouldn't have found a lot of the cool spots we found on this trip. It's kind of like having a virtual guide to lead you to cool and often little known spots. We saw our fair share of wildlife on the way out too. It was crazy to me how used they were to cars and people being around, but I guess that makes sense with how many people go through there each day.
Right now. Hey buddies!
No.
Look at him! He's right there!
And the ones on the right too. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! Hey Shotty! Hey Shouty! Alright.
After we got out of the Buffalo traffic jam, we made our way to Mount Washburn.
Guys, you're from Minnesota.
Guys, we've only climbed 20 feet.
Not even.
This is a great start.
Tough start.
I'm very hopeful. It's mountain called again?
Washburn?
Mount Washburn.
Barely being able to climb up the first 20 feet of snow wasn't a good sign, but hey, we're not quitters.
I'm recording. Oh crap! Wait, this trail was rated strenuous? Yeah. We're going up there? Oh no. That's quite a ways.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Very much so.
As we made our way up the mountain, the views just got better and better. But there was also more and more snow.
We're walking on a path.
This isn't civilization.
Also, just take a moment to appreciate how these guys are walking right here.
I feel just really weird drinking a Dasani in the mountains. I feel like there's just something wrong with that. Oh, tree down in the path. How are we gonna get by? Oh,
Oh, it's magic.
oh wow!
As I said, the views got better and very better.
It's lit.
We're doing pretty good.
I feel that altitude so much now.
This was my first time hiking in these elevations, and I didn't expect it to affect me as much as it did.
I think Eric won.
Yeah.
The views! Ah!
And we made it!
Yeah! 10,219 feet in the air.
Good job, bro. I'm so high right now.
Not a bad spot to live up here.
After hanging out and resting our legs in the watchtower, we headed back down the mountain.
Bye, Mount Washburn.
Free stuff.
Our legs were thoroughly noodled.
My legs.
How sore are your legs?
My legs are so sore right now. Like, this is hard.
Like 100 feet.
Nick.
Water seems
What?
like cement.
It's like,
I think you should go
it's
for
a
it.
certain speed.
I thought it was a
Well,
certain
things haven't
height.
been going well lately.
Oh, a certain height you're all
Nick.
Nick boy.
Nick.
That was all I was gonna do. Chill.
Yeah.
I just wish there were fish in there. That would make it so cool. The biggest are really small. That's fair.
We spent our last few hours in Yellowstone looking at our last few sites, and then we headed out.
And like this would be the
Bye, Yellowstone.
It's been lit.
Beauty is behind us.
It's just gonna be like North Dakota from What are these? What are these? But there's so many elk in the football field. We can't even play football. What the heck? What the?
The drive between Yellowstone and Glacier was one of the most scenic drives I've ever been on. But after a long day of hiking and driving, we needed our food and rest.
Just a quick mac and cheese stop at Bosman. We just realized how freaking starving we were.
I'm devout.
It's 9:15.
When was the last time we ate?
Like,
We had trail mix at 6.
we had breakfast and then we had like snacks.
We had breakfast, then we hiked, Had trail mix at 6, and this is the first real meal since breakfast we've had.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Hey guys, rock, paper, scissors for the bed.
Shoot.
Max is shoot. Hey, bed buddies for the night.
So I've been researching about the Cache Across America cache from Montana that we're going to go find today, and from the description it says, this cache is said to be the hardest Cache Across America cache. Some people have had to be rescued while attempting this cache. Disclaimer, know your limitations. So, it should be interesting.
After a good night's rest and a hearty breakfast, we are feeling refreshed and ready to go.
Alright, so we're currently on our way to the Cache Across America cache for Montana. We just crossed that big dam up there, and now we are making a half-mile hike along this path to get to the cache location. Alright, so we are 120 feet off and we need to get up there.
That's steep.
Up we go. Rocky outcropping overlooking the river. With your back to the river, look directly up the slope towards a collection of boulders. To the left of the boulders is a large sagebrush, and the cache is hidden at its base under rock and branches.
Look at him go.
The cache really was a challenge to get to. It took a lot of determination and care to get up there without
climber.
something going wrong.
Nice.
You got it before?
But eventually Eric spotted it under this bush.
And there we go. Cache Across America, Montana.
Yeet. This is definitely a cool spot though.
Oh yeah.
Props to whoever hid this.
Hey, we need a tire pressure checker. The last step now is to sign the log. 6.
Wait, I just thought of it.
3, 2, 1.
This is the kind of place where you would hydroplane.
It rained quite a bit during our trip, and this situation is kind of a testimony to that.
Can you imagine just like if your entire town got flooded like this? It'd be a bad day.
After a few more hours of driving, we finally made it to Glacier.
35 out of 40.
So I want to use my cash or something.
Thanks. Have a good one.
We flopped right into bed without shooting anything, so here's the next morning.
Daniel, Eric, and I slept right there.
Yeah, we slept in the hammocks.
Pretty nice spot to sleep.
We out here getting water?
Oh yeah. Hi, how you doing?
How heavy is that water?
Pretty dang heavy. So Daniel, what are we doing?
We're making some oatmeal.
Ooh.
See that bird there? What bird?
The bird's like,
Yeah.
that's the crow.
We're all packed up at this campsite.
Yeah.
We could only stay here one night because it was a handicapped spot technically. And since it was the last spot, the ranger gave it to us. We got our new spot.
Yeah. You digs.
There's lots of generators around, but that's okay. Whoa. 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 Ah! Ow!
This thing is just.
After having breakfast and setting up camp, we went out to explore. With the weather looking kind of unstable, we chose a short but intense hike.
Yeah, this is the best we can do today.
Not ground lookout, right?
Here on out, it said from the cabin on up, it's steep AF.
I'm gonna take different. Never.
Flat part.
So we're going out Mount Brown Lookout. So we got
2.7 more miles.
to the top.
We've already gone like a mile and a half,
Yeah.
and we're winded, and that was the easy part.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm a millennial.
The camera does not show how steep this is.
This is gonna be insane. It's like hold it flat.
This is at least like.
Hold it like flat and so like.
Okay, this is what it looks like if I just hold it level.
The camera really doesn't do it justice. The trail was as steep as a staircase and our legs were burning.
How's the climb so far, guys?
It's a little bit exhausting, that's for sure.
It's pretty tired.
I don't want to think about how far we have left to go.
Should I check Strava?
I'm a P2.
So we've gone 2.4 miles.
Says that we are at about 4,800 feet.
4,800 feet.
Yeah. So, and it's also like steadily climbing. Like
So we've gone 1,000 so far. A little over 1,000.
3,000 to go.
Yeah.
Well, no, we have like 2,500 to go. So it's like 7,000, like 300 something.
Wow. Up we go.
Although the hike was tough, it was super rewarding and we were having a blast.
Okay, standing on this thing.
But just as we feared, we were hearing rumbles in the distance that were getting closer and more frequent.
It's a thunderstorm.
Yeah, it's gonna thunderstorm.
And it could be pretty bad. And we're also up high.
We really don't want to be up here during a thunderstorm.
No.
Should we just cut our losses and go down? I can't not run.
Although it was sad we had to descend early, we had a blast goofing around on the way down.
We're back down.
We only went about 2/3 of the way up, but that's okay.
We also met the tamest deer I've ever seen in my life.
We need to name this deer. Freddie? Margaret? Deanne the deer? Hey Deanne.
Dee Dee.
I like Margaret.
Oh, she out.
Come
Margaret,
on,
come on.
Margaret.
This way.
Come on, Margaret. Hey, Margaret.
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret.
I don't know if there was something wrong with her or something, but she seemed to not care at all that we were standing there.
Poor Margaret. You just left Margaret, and it's all your fault, Daniel.
Have you ever been hiking? Has this ever happened to you? Well, with our brand new shoes, you'll never have to woe and skirt ever again.
Listen to that. Be in the shower.
Oh, there is that part of it. I forgot that part.
There we go.
Eating soup out of the can.
Oh yeah.
I'm the only one with a legit mug. Look at that. What?
Yeah, it gets hot.
We took this chicken wild rice and added noodles. So we have chicken noodle wild rice.
How confusing.
my noodle.
It was supposed to thunderstorm, but it didn't. Curses!
So we came down for absolutely nothing.
So many regrets.
I blame Max.
Dang it, Max!
After a long day of hiking and the weather pulling a fast one on us, it felt good to sit back and toast some bagels.
We've come to the end of the day where we're making bagels and s'mores.
Over the fire.
What a weird mix.
This sounds like the narrator from SpongeBob.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time when we take on Elk Mountain.
I'm about to go into bed anyway. This bagel better stay hot.
That was pretty nice bagel.